This is a parental warning that this may let out some, we'll say, more adult type things. So to any of my family members or anybody watching this who's kind of young, I would suggest that your parents watch it beforehand just to make sure that they're comfortable with you hearing about everything that I'm going to be talking about. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. How you doing? I'm actually going to be talking about all of my really dumb breakups, whether they were just dumb or bad breakups, basically my worst breakups. And while I'm doing that, I'm actually going to be giving myself a haircut because your girl's hair is dead. And I actually, since I think about 2 years ago, I got my hair done and I didn't like the way they did it. So I was like, oh, if anybody's going to mess up my hair, it's going to be me. So honestly, there's nothing new to report in my life, except for in about a month, I get to go see my family in Omaha, Nebraska, which I'm super excited about. Her story from the summer after 8th grade. The summer after my 8th grade year, I met this guy, and we'll call him Randall. So Randall was, I think, 2 or 3 years older than me, and I was almost 13. So he and I started hanging out through a mutual friend, and he ended up being not a very good influence for me. He smoked and did other things. He didn't do other things at the time, but at the time he just smoked. And my parents really didn't like that. It's actually when I started smoking. I'm a smoker, guys. He and I dated for like 2 months. We barely even held hands. I think we kissed like 4 times, maybe. But this guy was in love with me. I mean, like, he was in love with me. And I just really, he wasn't that physically attractive to me, so I was like, I'm not really about it. So, but I was like, you know, I'm not just gonna friend zone you, I'm gonna give you a chance. But it didn't really work out, obviously. Just got worse throughout the years. Like, he didn't really try and make anything of himself. I think he's still doing the same old crap. But whatever. You do you, man. We were in the same friend group, so he and I would sneak around and hang out. Not like we did anything, but just because, like, I was friends with all of his friends, and I didn't want to lose all my friends, you know what I'm saying? And my parents didn't want me to lose all my friends, because I had a hard time making friends. This is about to be so uneven. But I just needed to go through. Oops. Y'all, it's good. If anybody's gonna mess up my hair, it's gonna be me. And I'm okay with it. It's fine. Whoa! My parents ended up telling me I couldn't hang out with him, and we were kind of upset, but I was kind of relieved because I really didn't like him like that, so I wasn't about it. So, you know, I just kind of used that as an excuse to, like, stop hanging out with him. Sorry. I'll move the trash can over here. So next up is actually my freshman year. I had a boyfriend, and we'll call him Scott. And Scott, his parents were actually really good friends with my parents when they were younger. And they worked at KT's together. And he and I met where my dad works now, which is a high school, all boys high school. And I thought he was cute. He was pretty awesome. I actually feel really bad about our breakup because he was 17, he was a junior, and I was 14, I was a freshman. He really liked me, and eventually he just got really needy and annoying, and I'm really not about that life. Sorry, but I'm not. we're gonna do this. Like I said, if it's messed up, I did it. It's okay. Wah, wah, wah. Basically, you're just gonna watch me give myself a haircut. I'm not even gonna finish my sentences. It was really clingy and needy, and I do not deal well with clingy and needy. So we ended up just kind of drifting apart. He actually went to China during his, I think, the summer of his junior year, maybe. But after that, things were just not the same. Like, we just did not click anymore. I noticed it. I was not about it. I don't think he wanted to accept it, but it was definitely over. And so he was a nice guy, but I just kind of ghosted on him. Yeah, I was that girl. 5 months, I just ghosted on him, and I feel like a disgusting human being. But, like, I couldn't take him crying, because no, that was a different guy. That was another guy I'm about to tell you about. So, after that whole debacle, we're gonna go down to Leonard. His birthday was a couple weeks before mine. Not even a month. It was a couple weeks before mine. Maybe a week, actually. But so our birthdays were very close. And we were both getting our licenses that year. Our permits. If you're in Kentucky, you get a permit first. Because that's the way the law works. Y'all, I might just mess this completely up, but I don't care. Should've got some hair scissors. Anyways, so Leonard was this really muscular guy that I dated. He was trying to be like a bodybuilder. And he was nuts. I think we dated for 2 months, something like that. But he was absolutely nuts. Like, there was one time where his brother got mad because his friend drank their parents' beer, which is, like, understandable. Like, I get why he was mad. But so, he locked all of us out of the house and wouldn't let any of us come back in. And it was nuts. Guys, look, I look so good. The day that I broke up with Leonard was very awkward. So we ended up going to the park. And I told him that I didn't want to see him anymore. And he started freaking out and crying and going nuts. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I need to get away from this guy. So I ended up, like, starting to walk away, and he starts following me. And I'm like, what in the world? So I start, like, running, because we're in a park. It's not that far from my house. And so he starts, like, chasing after me, and I'm just, like, running away, and I'm crying, and he's crying. And then we get to this bench, and tell me why this boy pretended to go unconscious. Like, when I say this, I'm not kidding. He literally pretended to pass out. And I called my mom and I said, Mom, bring some apple juice and come pick me up. So she brought me a bottle of apple juice and I set it next to his unconscious body. Say things like, if you were actually unconscious, you would, like, fall on the ground. And so he started to pretend to fall on the ground, but, like, caught himself, so you knew he was faking. And I was like, oh my god, you are so overdramatic. It was ridiculous. So that was annoying. And mind you, we were 16 at the time, so what the heck. And then, tell me why this boy decided it would be a good idea to come to my house, take a cab to my house. What happened was, so he took a cab to my house, and he ended up texting me, and he said, come outside. And I said, why? And he said, just go outside your house, with a smiley face. And I said, okay. And he ended up popping up from behind my parents' cars, and he was like, hey, I thought you might want to see me, da 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 da, and I was like, no, I don't. And he started crying and all this kind of stuff, saying, why don't you love me, da 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 da. And I was like, boy, because you're crazy. Like, I literally lied to this boy and said that I cheated on him so he would leave me alone, and he did not. Like, I don't cheat, but I was like... So, that didn't work. So, I literally made him call his mom in front of me. Like, I almost had to call his mom. And she came and got him and all this kind of stuff. And I was just like, you need to keep your son away from me. She's just like, agreed. Probably should. See you later. And I was like, please don't. After Leonard comes George. And George was even crazier. So, mind you, none of these are their real names. Because I'm not about to call nobody out. So... George was also insane, and so was his mother. So George and I dated for, let's say, 3 months maybe. Bumped on my computer screen, and when he would get mad at the cats, we had 3 cats together, he would like throw them. Like, he was abusive towards the cats and everything too. And like, his parents weren't any better. I mean, his parents were POSs. I mean, they were disrespectful and rude. Oh my gosh, I'm not even gonna get into that. But so, when I finally ended it, I ended up taking, now this, I hate myself for, because I was so nice in this breakup. But so, I ended up taking the car that I had paid for, that I had put over $2,000 in payments on. Took it to get the oil changed, the taillights fixed, the air filter changed. I got it gassed up. I couldn't take it because he had convinced me to get it in his mom's name. So I couldn't take the car. That was really dumb. But so I ended up buying him, he didn't have a job at the time. So I ended up buying him a tub of dip, which was like $13. It would last him 2 weeks. And I got him something else, I can't remember. And that day, I ended up texting my sister and saying, hey, come pick me up at 6 or 7 or something like that. Because I knew if I called my parents, I wouldn't leave him for real. And if I called my sister, she would be twice as mad. And then as soon as I got in the car, I told her everything he had ever done to me. Like, everything. And she was like, you're not going back there. I said, yeah, I know, that's why I'm telling you. Because if I went back, she would have told mom and dad. And I was not about having that life happen, you know? I don't feel like hearing that. This is difficult now that it's so short. Charles. So, Charles was actually my longest relationship. He and I dated for 1.5 years, and he was a terrible boyfriend. Like, I mean, he was physically, mentally, and emotionally abusive. Like, I left him 5 times, not even gonna lie. But I left him 5 times, and I went back to him multiple times. And one time when I left, he actually ended up doing a lot of things to my stuff. Like, he poured Coca-Cola all over my clothes. And then he ended up, he was a dip chewer. So he poured a bunch of dip spit into my computer charger. And then he physically, with his teeth, chewed through my phone charger. And then there was another guy that I dated during my sophomore year, I think. And we dated for like 2 weeks maybe. And we were together for like Christmas or whatever, and he ended up buying me like an $80 pair of Victoria's Secret leggings. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love them. So I ended up keeping them after the breakup. And he texted me and he said, hey, can I get those leggings back? And it sucks for him, he got the wrong size, so I made him in shorts. And I told him that. I was like, sorry, they're in shorts now. And he was like, I can't believe you did that. I was like, I can't believe you just stopped texting me and broke up with me after 2 weeks. So, guess we're even. Oh, well, I don't really have any more bad breakup stories because I don't really get into relationships for long periods of time. Normally it's like, oh, we dated for like 2 weeks. Oh my gosh. My parents really loved that. That was super fun for them. You're welcome, Mom and Dad. You're welcome. Everyone's thinking, oh my gosh, she's gonna get shorter and shorter until she's bald. But we're gonna hope that's not the case. If it gets up to my ears, that's when we'll stop and let a professional take care of it. Y'all, this haircut is gonna be fly as a white guy. I'm getting hair all over myself, and I'm not sorry. Oh, yes. It's all starting to come together really well. Look at. There's a hair on my lip. Y'all, I'm just kind of obsessed with cutting my own hair. It's like a problem, TBH. I actually cut it last year. It didn't look too bad. So, hoping for the same kind of thing this time. I always cut it myself and it always turns out a little uneven. But like I said, if I mess it up, it's okay. If anybody else messes it up, fuck them. I just do normal things while I record videos because maybe people like it. Keep in mind, I do this anytime I cut my hair or get my hair cut. I'm the one who cuts it. I don't like people touching my hair. I don't trust people touching my hair anymore. I've had too many bad experiences, so I'd just rather do it myself. There was one time my grandma actually took me to get my hair cut, and we went to Ulta, and I couldn't see it, but apparently the girl who was cutting my hair was doing such a poor job. There were like holes in the back of my hair. And my grandma was so mad that she ended up walking out without paying. And I freaked out. I said, Nana, you can't steal my hair. She said, we're not stealing. That was terrible. I'm not paying for that. I said, well, like freaked out. I was like, the police are going to come after us. They did not. I didn't understand that if you were unsatisfied with something, you could actually just walk away without paying for it. Alright, you guys, I'm about to go shower and wash my hair. And I'm going to let y'all see the final product when it's completely done up. Alright, you guys, so here we actually have the finished product, and I actually really love it. Not even gonna lie, it's cute, it looks good, it's healthier. I did this about a year ago, and I didn't go quite this short. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, whatever you feel like doing is cool with me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can leave me a suggestion on what you think I should talk about next time. It looks like I have a black eye from where my eyeliner and mascara washed off. That's not a black eye, it's just makeup. Don't think that I'm being hit or that I'm clumsy, even though I am. I hope y'all have a good day, and don't forget, stay trashy and be yourself.
So you set your hair on YouTube?
Yes.
Have a cigarette?
I left you cigarettes.